Welcome back to another episode of the Fake Friends podcast. We are in great mood today. In this moment of this episode, we had great news just the other day. If you want to let the people know,
ask me how I'm doing. What's going on?
How you doing today?
Well, baseball's back, so I'm great. I know for like 4 weeks straight, kept saying there's no baseball. Yeah, when did pitchers and catchers have to report? Like 4 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Spring training is what, 4 weeks late? 3 weeks late? Baseball's back, so I'm doing great because pretty sure spring training games start on the 17th, 3 days.
Yeah, this Thursday. I do want to say, man, what a time. It's awesome. It kind of feels great that it's starting the way it is now because I know the season's getting pushed back exactly a week later, but not having spring training's so overrated. I know we ranted about it in previous
You only need like 1 week, 2 weeks.
That's what I'm saying. They only play like 10 games right now, and I'm like, let's go. You
don't need more than that. You
so
call it a wrap after that.
We have a lot to talk about. First and foremost, should probably go over this real quick. Any thoughts? Because I don't want to talk too much about the labor agreement, all that shit. I want to talk about what's currently going on. Free agency, players moving around, players signed, not signed, rumors at this moment. So thoughts on the deal?
I'm glad they worked it out. I think because they agreed, players got what they wanted. If not immediately, then something that like builds up to it in terms of over the course of however, I don't even know the terms. If it's 5 years, over the course of 5 years, usually it's like 4 or 5 years, right? The CBA usually got like a 5-year agreement. If it's what they want over the course of 5 years, fantastic. And I think they held out as long as they did, or like I think it took as long as it did because they weren't going to agree until they got what they wanted to get, and that's what happened.
Well, there you go. Yeah, so correct me if I'm wrong, but they added a $10 million bigger luxury tax room. So it was usually around $220 million. Now it's $230. So teams have an extra $10 million to play with before they hit that luxury tax now, right?
Yep.
On the payroll.
Yeah.
So teams should be able to spend a little more money right now. Speaking of which, there's been a lot, but not, there's been some movement in free agency. There's been some trades at this moment. There's still big names on the market: Correa, Freeman, Castellanos, Schwarber, Story. Those are like the 5 prime guys that you're thinking of right now in free agency. They're all still there.
You say Freeman? You said Freeman.
Yep. And now, right now, you have we just had some big trades. We had the Yankees getting Josh Donaldson, which is very interesting. I love Josh Donaldson. I think
it makes sense, though.
No, it makes a lot of sense. Here's why. It makes sense for all players involved. Josh Donaldson, when healthy, if he can stay healthy, MVP caliber player. And he kills the Red Sox. He's going to fucking do great in the AL East again. Kind of Falefa, don't know much about, but he just got traded from the Rangers to the Twins and then sent over to the Yanks. I will say they're clearly going to use him as a shortstop. You're thinking maybe Glaber's out or they move DJ to first, or they use Voit or they re-sign Rizzo or something. I don't think they're optimistic on Freeman.
I don't think they signed, just thought on that real quick. I don't think they signed Freeman. I don't think they signed Rizzo. I think LeMahieu plays first base. Glaber plays second base. Can't even pronounce the guy they got from the Twins in that deal.
Falefa, I believe.
I can't. I said it. Third. He's playing short, and Donaldson's at third base.
It's a pretty athletic infield. I don't know how the shortstop is, but
LeMahieu plays every position on the infield also. So
LeMahieu's an athlete.
They bring Voit back, and Voit plays first, but I think Voit's just a DH.
Yeah, and Donaldson's a really good third baseman. He's good. He plays a solid D. So that's a good deal for the Yankees. Gary Sanchez, who I think needed a change of scenery. I think that dude's an elite hitter, and I think he can go now DH in Minnesota. I don't think he's catching. I know they just traded Mitch Garver, and they need a catcher, but I don't know how much catching he'll do in Minnesota. And then Gio Urshela is a pretty solid player. He'll be the third baseman. There was rumors about Trevor Story being interested in going there. I guess the Twins were talking to him. What I was reading right before we started, I guess the Rockies and Chris Bryant are in serious talks. They're at like ownership level talks. And it's just funny. Someone just commented though. It's just like, so you mean to tell me you're the Rockies who are letting Story go and you trade Arenado?
You're gonna bring Chris Bryant in?
Makes zero sense. And we're just talking about organizations, how they run teams. I'll say this though.
They don't think.
They don't think. But it's like, because if that Brendan Rodgers kid pans out before he got hurt, he was a big prospect. I haven't seen too much.
I'll tell you what. I don't mean to cut you off, but you always said this, like you take proven talent over prospect.
No, I understand that. But what I'm trying to say is like the Brendan Rodgers kid who had some unfortunate injuries that they're still given time to show what he once was thought to be as a talent. My thing is though, is like, all right, if you thought Arenado was going to be out of your payroll, he wasn't going to be there. You could totally maybe keep Bryant and fucking Trevor Story. You know what I mean? Like I could see maybe letting Arenado go and bringing in Chris Bryant, who might be a little cheaper, but I'm like, why are you going to let both those dudes go, have no reason to bring anyone in, and then you're going to go sign Chris Bryant? If I'm Chris Bryant, why the fuck would you go play?
I don't know why you would go to Coors. I mean, actually, I know why you would go to Coors.
The city's cool. The stadium's awesome. Like nothing against anything to do with the fans, but in terms of like, if you're looking at ownership where you're like, well, I mean, I know they'd be paying him, so we wouldn't have to worry about it, but it's just like, do they care about winning? I know he's already got an MVP in a World Series. Like, not saying he doesn't care about winning, but just an interesting fit.
And you know what? What's the possibility that Story goes back?
That's great. That's what I'm saying.
Because to be honest with you, I know Brendan Rodgers is what was he? He was like the third overall pick, but he's a second baseman.
Who? Rodgers?
Brendan Rodgers is the second baseman.
Yep, that's what I'm saying. So it's like, if you think this kid's gonna be what you once thought he was, and then you bring back Story and Chris Bryant, cool, you have a fucking solid ass infield.
So signing Chris Bryant makes a lot of sense if you're bringing back Story. But in my opinion, Story's a $30 million ball player. Like that's what he should get. And Chris Bryant should get nothing too short of that either. He probably might get like, teams might try to get him for a discount at like 20 million, just because I don't think there's a big market for him right now, unfortunately, even though there should be. Again, because he's like Donaldson. When you think about it, he's an MVP caliber player, if not more. I think he's more dangerous at the plate, more consistent. Donaldson's what, a 250, 260 hitter. Chris Bryant can hit, closer to 300.
Man, I want to read some of John Heyman's tweets here that I don't want to get too off this topic of Chris Bryant, because it is interesting that he's not signed. And to keep it with Chris Bryant real quick, and who knows, maybe he still does, but a lot of people, including myself, thought, hey, the Mariners would be a great fit, but they just traded for Jesse Winker and Eugenio Suarez, and Suarez is a natural third baseman. So you figure, well, you throw Suarez at third. Now you have a crowded outfield again, but one of those guys could probably DH, but you just added Jesse Winker, who is a heavy left-handed bat. But let me go through some of these tweets real quick from John Heyman that are relative to today and free agency. So according to Jesse Rogers tweeting, but I guess Fernando Tatis was asked when his motorcycle accident happened, because that's apparently how he hurt his wrist a few months back, and he said, which one? That's not good. Come on, Fernando, you got to figure it out.
Isn't that usually in the contract too? He's not even supposed to be on bikes, or is that just like an NBA?
Who knows? Also, we have thoughts around Freeman. So
I think he's a Dodger.
So here we go. This is from 3 hours ago. There's a believed no Freeman deal yet with the Dodgers, and with the incumbent Braves presumed out now because of their deal with, Matt Olson they just brought in. There has to be a hope among the thought to be long shots, including Yankees and Rays, others that make sense, Cubs and Red Sox. So the Yankees said that they made an offer but don't feel confident based on the location. I don't think he's interested.
Oh. But I see the Rays, though.
Rays, Red Sox, Cubs, they just ran. I saw a piece on MLB Network talking about how he's a dual citizen in Canada. So the Jays, he's actually in heavy talks right now with the Jays.
Hey, so that we were talking about it earlier, I think via text, and that didn't I say they should go get him? Was it the Blue Jays? Didn't I say the Blue Jays should sign Freeman?
We talked about it maybe off the phone. I mentioned that they showed interest first. I was like, yo, did you know the Jays are interested in Freddie Freeman? I was like, they should do that ASAP.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure because you put him in that lineup.
It's a wrap.
Yeah.
No, it's a wrap. You go Springer. You could do so many things. You could go Springer, Freeman, Vlad, Bo, or you go Springer, Bo, Freeman, Vlad. You could do their top four, mix and match how you want. Their top four with Springer, Vlad, Freeman, and Bo is stupid. And that's leaving out like guys like Gurriel, Lourdes Gurriel, who can hit, Teoscar Hernandez, who's got some pop. Like Kevin Biggio ever, stays healthy.
No, when we were talking about it, I said that the Blue Jays should actually go get Chris Bryant.
Blue Jays should. A lot
because
of teams
he can play both corners, just like Vladdy.
Yeah, no, seriously. I know that.
And he can also play the outfield. I mean,
the issue with the Red Sox right now is they have too many guys that they like that play first and third base. They have Daubach, Devers, Tristan Casas, and I feel like I'm missing someone else. But basically those three. And the issue is if you bring in Freeman, you got to get rid of some people. If you bring in Chris Bryant, you got to get rid of some people. But Chris Bryant makes a little more sense than Freeman just because Chris Bryant can play third, first, left, and right. And they don't have.
That's why I personally think the Sox should bring back Schwarber.
And that's why they should try to bring back Schwarber, although his asking price probably just went up a lot considering 15 more teams are now able to sign him and use him at DH as well. So I don't think Schwarber's coming back. I don't know the asking price on Castellanos, but just speaking Red Sox alone, they don't have to bring in a bat based on how they evaluate, based on how they're evaluating their talent with Daubach, Tristan Casas, and guys in their system. If they think those guys are the guys, then they're not going to sign a bat, even though they still could probably sign an outfield guy. They need more pitching, but we don't have to harp on the Sox. I talk about them way too much.
It's possible. It's also possible that, all right, two things. Chris Bryant could stay in San Francisco. Kyle Schwarber could go to the Blue Jays. Very possible that could happen with those two things. But I think you always mention them. I think the sleeper, not a sleeper, the team to watch out for getting one of these big names is definitely Anaheim.
Oh, Anaheim. Anaheim's sitting back right now.
Yeah.
When it comes to Story, Correa, even Freeman or Chris Bryant,
Schwarber.
Any one of those dudes could end up in LA.
Could all end up in LA.
And I know you got Trout, Brandon Marsh, and Odell that are going to be slated to be the outfielders.
Doesn't matter.
Anaheim, but they got a DH you can make.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. So
doesn't matter.
I think, considering
and they got don't they got Rendon in that lineup?
Been healthy. So
they get who's their first baseman right now?
It's Walsh, who they like. Jared Walsh.
They like Walsh, yeah.
Shortstop, someone up the middle.
But they need somebody up the middle. And
actually, he was with the Twins last year, I think.
Story, didn't you tell me? You told me Story had some offers, but it wasn't for short. Maybe Anaheim was on that list.
Yeah.
I don't know, but I wouldn't mind.
Figure deals because, big money. He turned down big money because it wasn't for
shortstop.
Guaranteed short.
That means a team that already had a shortstop was trying to bring him in.
I do want to say this real quick. That Japanese player who I don't know much about, the Suzuki kid, Seiya Suzuki. Apparently, the Padres are still the front runners, but the Dodgers, Sox, Giants, Mariners, and Cubs still remain. And I guess there's a few more clubs. If I'm the Red Sox, he's an outfielder. Again, like I said, we don't have to talk about the Red Sox, but they should be signing an outfielder. But yeah, go ahead.
That's why they're going to sign Schwarber, probably. They should at least.
Yeah.
He's a Red Sox, in my opinion.
Yeah, he should sign. They should bring him back if they can.
But I was just going to say, Anaheim's a sleep pick because LA is just a destination. And I've been saying the Dodgers also because now they have that DH to play with. It gives you can sign. You don't have to put all 9 batters in the field.
That's right.
And there's a lot of, Correa and Story and even Freeman, great defenders. But even teams that already have guys in those spots can now look at them as options to just bring in another bat.
Mm.
You know, and that's why I'm like, Schwarber could also end up in Anaheim. Doesn't he play first base? Doesn't he play left field, right field?
You can play left and first. Mainly
and we're leaving out Rizzo.
Yeah, see, Rizzo, dude, I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you, there's like, if I'm a fucking GM right now, I'm shaking my team up. I don't give a fuck. I'm adding
There's
one.
Way too many. Yeah, you got to go get the bat.
I'm telling my manager, yo, y'all figure it out at spring training.
You got to go get the bat.
Your roster better. Y'all figure it
out. You got 12 out of those 12 bats. You got, if you could have a roster right now, if you can have a 25-man roster and have 11 position players, 12, if you can have 11 position players and 7 of them can give you 30 home runs a year, if you can make that happen, why wouldn't you go make that happen? It's not just the home run, but like when you got guys that have that potential, that means they're run producers. Why wouldn't you have 7 guys like that in your lineup? Especially if 4 of them or 5 of them are already on your team. Why wouldn't you try to go get 2 more?
Yo, you're going to like this. Fresh off the press. Minute tweet, John Heyman. You're going to love this. Blue Jays are making a big push for star free agent Kyle Schwarber.
Okay.
You just said.
Yep.
Very popular off an outstanding season in the market where teams suddenly need extra hitters. Many teams have been trying, but Toronto is among the front runners. Wow. He would be a murderer there. Adding a lefty bat to that lineup is just murderous, dude. It really is.
Oh, it's not fair.
Yeah, I'm letting you know, if the Red Sox let Schwarber go to Toronto, that organization, man, I tried telling people after 2019, when they traded fucking Mookie Betts, I was like, that organization don't give a fuck about winning. They are gaslighting. They don't care.
If they win, they win, but they're not trying to.
They brought in Chaim Bloom, who I actually like and actually think he knows how to fucking evaluate talent, especially prospects. They brought him in to do exactly that, not spend money and be good at drafting to develop. That's it.
They do have some good draft picks.
Yeah. I actually
have a lot of good draft picks the last 2 years, 3 years. They got some picks.
So I don't want to blame the GM. I'm pretty convinced that he was told, hey, this is our payroll every year and you're going to make it work. That's what I think.
If that's the case, then you got to go through developing.
Because, dude, look at who they've drafted since he's taken over compared to recent years. I know you got to have the talent and be in the right spot, but hey, man, I think he knows what he's looking for when it comes to the young guys. Because that Nick York kid, they were given so much shit for when they drafted him, and he was like, no, we knew he wasn't going to college, because everyone was like, oh, he's going to college, he's going to college, he's going to college. Like, no, we knew.
Nick York.
So
Blaze Jordan.
Yeah, Blaze Jordan.
Mayer.
Yep.
So those are some guys that probably be on the roster all at the same time and be impactful.
Yeah. So it just sucks, you know. I just feel bad for Red Sox fans who think their organization cares about winning. They're a major market team that acts like they're the Tampa Rays. So it just sucks because they don't have to do that.
But you know what? Excuse me for crunching on these chips. I think big market teams use that as like a crutch. They have like this expectation to win. So they don't actually have to put a product on the field to win, because they're going to receive the attention, the revenue anyways. It's like the Cowboys.
That's true.
Like Dak Prescott is not a Super Bowl quarterback. And every year, it's the Cowboys' year. And every year that they don't make it to the Super Bowl, it's Dak Prescott's fault.
Right, I know.
And they have an all-star. I mean, they have a Pro Bowl running back.
Yeah.
They have Pro Bowl receivers. They don't get to, but they have expectations to win every year.
But I remember like a comment too is when they switched their front office and stuff. They were saying like, oh, they were like comparing to the Dodgers. They're like, oh, we like the Dodgers model, how they're deep farm system with youthful talent and they can spend money. So it's like, it was like, oh, they want to put themselves in a position where they can revamp their minor league system and then use that to bring guys up and spend money. I mean, you look at the Dodgers. They just seems like they keep calling guys up that are good and they still spend money. So that's what they want to model it after. It's like, hey, it's almost been 3 years since you traded that guy, or you're going on almost year 3. You know, when are you going to start spending money? You know, you're not in debt. You're not.
I'll be honest with you. This might be like a bold statement, but they traded away Mookie Betts. It's similar to like the Bambino curse.
Oh, that's it.
Because Mookie Betts was at the time and still is the guy. It would almost be like the Angels trading away Mike Trout to the Yankees for Giancarlo Stanton.
No, that's literally what it is, and that's why I feel the way I do about
Sanchez, I should say.
I'm like, yo, I don't care about like. That's why I give the Angels so much credit. I'm like, no matter how you feel about Mike Trout and him being in Anaheim, it's like
they're making sure he's there.
They knew he wanted to be there, and they made sure he was happy.
Yep.
And that's awesome because I do believe Mookie Betts would have for sure been a Boston Red Sox if they paid him his worth, and they weren't going to. And the dude deserved to get paid. So it's like, why are you letting that talent go? You weren't losing out. Like, dude, they don't even have Devers signed yet. Devers is a banger. Like, that kid's
he's going to the Mets.
Devers, think so?
Yep.
As a free agent, or they trade him?
Probably as a free agent.
Why do you say Mets?
Because that's just the destination for that kind of player. Yep.
A Dominican lefty?
Yep. That's where he's going. He's not going to the Yankees. He's going to the Mets.
Yeah. I love that.
That's where he's going.
You know what?
They need a third baseman. That's where he's going.
I got into a few.
And you know why? Not to, but because I'm telling you, I don't know this for a fact. I know nothing about anything. But the Red Sox have Mayer, who is basically an A-Rod prototype. He's playing third base.
Looks like Chipper Jones. In all honesty, you watch his swing, it's Chipper Jones.
He's playing third base for you guys in 2 years. And then you have...
He's a shortstop. You think Mayer gets moved?
He's moving to third base.
Oh, for real? Why do you say that? Height? And swing?
Swing. He's a corner dude. He's going to third base.
I love how we go, yo, his swing's a third baseman. But that's awesome. Like,
he's going to third. He's moving to third base. Yeah. And isn't Blaze a second baseman? And York's a second baseman?
See, I thought Blaze was a third baseman. But Blaze, honestly, bro, Blaze about to be just DH. They're about to be like Blaze, nukes. Like, Blaze is a DH. But that's a good point. So I didn't think about Mayer getting shuffled. So then how are you not in the mix for Carlos Correa right now? Because Bogarts is gone. And I know Bogarts is gone because
I think they lock him up.
You think they lock up Bogarts?
I think that's who they lock up. I think he's your shortstop. And I think you let Devers go if they don't trade him. But that's why I think they lock up. That's why Devers goes, because they're going to lock up Bogarts. He's an all-star shortstop, and it's like he's an all-star shortstop that they can get for maybe $10 million less than what they're asking for Correa and Story right now.
So here's the thing, because I personally think Bogarts is easily a $200 million player right now, easily.
He's good, but I'm telling you.
I could see them offering him that like 8 years, 200 or some shit right now. That's what he's probably looking for, dude. I don't think the Red Sox are paying him that. Rafael Devers right now could probably get 8 years, like dude, I'm telling you, you're right. They're not signing any of these players. Mayer's going to third, York's playing second. That's why they should have signed Javi Baez, honestly. He was the cheap
staying at short, and they're gonna get Bogarts for like $21 million a year. $22 million a year.
How many years?
How old is he right now? 25?
Nah, I think a little older. I think he initially signed that extension a few years ago. That was like 6 years for like.
He did sign one extension, right?
Yeah. Try to look that up.
If he's 27, he's signing. Yeah, see, he's 29. Yeah, they're gonna give him. He's already making $20 million, and he's 29. That's why Devers goes. They're gonna keep Bogarts.
I like that. That's interesting. I mean, I do think Devers has a bigger.
I'm just being like, that's what I would do.
Makes sense.
Like, that's what based on the way they've been operating.
No, but because Devers will get more money than Xander Bogaerts. Are you kidding?
Exactly. He's younger. He's 22. He's left-handed. He plays a corner. So you get Bogarts and you keep him. He's an all-star shortstop. And then you just drafted Blaze Jordan, who you're right, is a third baseman. Mayer, who's a shortstop, who can play third base. And you got Nick York at second base.
Yeah, and you keep Bogarts.
You keep Bogarts there, who's been basically the anchor of your defense and offense.
Isn't Max Mayer a lefty too?
I think he's switch. No, he is left-handed.
I thought he had to switch too because he looks like Chipper Jones. I'm telling you, dude. I saw one highlight of him. I was like, That's Chipper Jones. Before anyone else on MLB Network was like, hey, he looks like Chipper Jones.
Yeah, but yeah, they're gonna like, and honestly, not even 8. They're gonna give Bogarts like 5. He's 29. Is he in the last year of his contract right now?
What's that?
Is he in the last year of his contract right now? Yeah, see, he signed through 25. He's got 3 more years on his deal with an option. He's a free agent in 26. Devers is gone.
Yeah, Devers is, man, I've been trying to tell that to Red Sox people, dude. I'm like, yo,
Devers
y'all
is
gonna
outta
be
there.
heartbroken when you get rid of
Because the money that they would give to Devers, they've already given it to Bogarts.
They would have and they would have signed him already, dude.
They're not giving Devers, and Devers is 25. Yeah, they're not giving him like an 8-year extension. That's out. No. Not when 2 of your top prospects are third baseman. That's not happening.
That's crazy. He's going to be gone. Well,
he's a free agent. Devers is a free agent in 2 years.
Because Tristan Casas is most likely going to be the first baseman.
Devers is out of there.
Someone needs to be able to.
Devers is going to play with Juan Soto.
Yo, Juan Soto's coming to the Red Sox, though.
I don't know. He could go to the Mets, too. Juan Soto might go to the Mets also.
Soto, Devers. Yo.
I'm not making that up. He might go.
Honestly, that's an unreal prediction because DeGrom said he's opting out after this year. Do you see that?
No, yeah, but I think he's just doing that to get more money. He's not going nowhere.
Nah, he gone.
Nah, he's not going nowhere. He's
going to Anaheim.
Scherzer came there. Scherzer came there to pitch with him. He's not going anywhere.
For 1 year.
Nope. I'm telling you.
Bro, no, hear me out.
They're getting money. They're doing with LeBron.
No, hear me out. No,
he's already getting $30 million a year.
No, listen, ready? Jacob DeGrom today said he's opting out. I need you to finish because you're going to choke. This is very funny. Jacob DeGrom said he's opting out today after he saw his friend Pete Alonso try to get sacrificed by Lindor to make his career better. They tried killing Pete, bro. They tried killing Pete. The polar bear tried taking him out. Lindor was like, yo, I can't have another down year like that. I got to sacrifice someone on my team. So I tried taking out Pete.
I got one better for you.
He's like, fuck that.
I remember you. All that was Lindor trying to get the Mets to trade for Rafael Devers a little sooner. That's all it was. It's like, we got to get rid of this Pete guy.
Get rid of this Pete polar bear guy. Yep. I can see that. Lindor being an evil villain, dude. Soto, Lindor, and Devers. I don't know if they can afford that. Actually, Steve Cohen has like fucking.
They have all the money in the world. Yeah. They have all the money in the world over there in Queens. They can afford him.
He's an evil villain. He can afford it. Wow.
They can afford him, man. They can afford him.
Wow.
Juan Soto to the Mets.
Wow.
See ya.
I'm tweeting that right now. Juan Soto to the Mets.
I just think that. So again, big market team, big money to spend. And you're in that NL East. Philly, who is in that? Pittsburgh? Philly, Mets.
Nationals. Braves.
Pittsburgh? No, Pittsburgh's in the Central.
You're tripping me out.
I'm forgetting the team.
Mets, Nats, Phillies, Braves.
Forgetting the team.
Yeah, we are forgetting the team. What the hell?
15 in the NL East. They're probably not even in the East. They're probably like in Canada or something.
The Marlins. There we go.
Marlins, that's right. Yeah, no, I would say Soto to the Marlins, but they just got rid of Jeter, and that's probably who he was trying to get. And so he left because they didn't want to sign him. But the Mets are competing in that big market. Like, they're definitely getting Soto. Or like you said, he goes to the Sox, but I don't know. I just don't think, ever since the Sox didn't sign Mookie Betts, I don't think they're a destination anymore for free agents. Not saying that Mookie Betts made them one, but like the way that they're operating doesn't seem like, because basically what they did was they bet on Verdugo. They didn't bet on proven talent when they let Mookie Betts go. So why would they go sign a proven all-star free agent like Juan Soto? You get what I'm saying? When the Mets just traded for Lindor, traded for Javi, they kept Lindor, signed Scherzer, the Mets are going after. They're going to get big names to come to New York. And when I say big names, they're going to get big names who are Hispanic and have communities in those areas. They're going to go play there. And Lindor is probably like the LeBron James of like baseball right now. Hey, come play with me.
Yeah.
So, see ya. Devers to the Mets, Soto to the Mets. Devers might get there by a trade too, honestly.
Bro,
Mets might trade him. Mets might trade.
You understand?
Like a pitching prospect or something to the Mets.
I've been saying that. I'm like, yo, if I'm the Red Sox, you're not fucking signing Devers. I'm like, you trade him right now.
Trade him right now.
Technically, they can trade him after this season because I think he'll still have 2 more years control.
He's 25.
He's gone.
He's eligible for arbitration. He's a free agent at 24.
You give a team 2 years of control with Devers, dude, you can get something fat. I was like, trade Devers after this season.
Right now.
I've been saying him right now. I know
trade him right now.
I know my shit.
Because Bogarts is like, he's got the money already.
Yeah, but he's opting out, dude. He's gone. Bogarts, he's the Reuben Michael Jackson. That's one of my friends said. He can do whatever he wants, dude.
He speaks like in Boston, man. If he was opting out and leaving, no, here's the thing. If he was opting out and leaving, I think when I was looking, that option isn't until 26. He wouldn't have signed the extension to be there.
No,
That's my point. He's already 30 years old. He signed his extension 4 years ago. He's going to be there.
Yeah, I don't know. Dude.
Guys don't play until they're 40 no more.
Xander Bogaerts is cool, though. He can do whatever he wants. I'm telling you, watch out, man. Xander Bogaerts.
You ready? I don't know, man. I think Bogarts stays there. Devers goes to
sure gone. I've been saying that.
The other place, like you said, which I would love to see Soto go to, is Philly. I think somebody needs to team up with Bryce Harper in Philly. They have a really cool team. Bryce Harper wears number 3. Those unis are clean. That team is cool. They need better pitching and another star.
Well, the issue with
I do like the Chris Bryant replica though that they got.
Yeah, the issue with Philly is they just need I think bullpen. I think their team
need better pitching. Yep. They could use another bat though.
Yeah. Well, Chris Bryant, if he went to Philly, that'd be cool. But I like Alec Boehm. I saw him swing. I like him. He's got the height. He got the
Chris Bryant replica.
Yeah, he could effortlessly flip balls out the ballpark.
One hand.
I think.
I watched some of his at bats too. The only thing he hasn't figured out is how to do exactly what Chris Bryant does, and that's not swing at every slider he gets.
Exactly. Yep. I know. Yeah, he has trouble identifying that, and I don't know if that's just because he can't see it or if it's anxious at the plate or whatever.
He's a little young too. So
yeah, he's young.
We'll figure it out.
I like him though, dude. I think that kid's special. I think if he comes through, Phillies are in good shape. Another thing, though, is speaking of Phillies, is Joe Girardi said their young prospect they drafted in 2019, Bryson Stott, their shortstop, he's going to be competing with Didi for opening day.
Kind of like Didi. I don't know. Didi was wearing a mask at the plate, dude. I'm like, what are you doing, Didi?
Can't do that, Didi.
Can't do that, Didi.
Just play the game, bro.
Play the game, dude. Like
you get hit in the head with a fastball and die. Just play the game.
It's like every time you step in a box, you risk your life.
Yeah.
He's wearing a mask at the plate. I don't get it.
Get it.
He's a solid shortstop, man. Offense and defense, too.
I love Didi. Yeah. Didi's had a quiet, really good career. But Bryson Stott, man, I mean, I don't know much about him other than he's a big lefty. That'll be interesting for the Phillies, have your prospect. I will say they traded, they got rid of Spencer Howard, who I thought was good. I'm pretty sure he's with Texas now.
Speaking of Texas, when we go to the Rockies game, do they play? Does Texas come to Colorado?
I don't know. Let's look at the schedule.
I want to see that game. Seager, Simeon.
I'm such a Corey Seager guy because I look like him apparently, but
he can hit. Yeah, I don't know, man.
Oh, the Phillies signed Yohan Camargo too because they're probably not sold on Bohm, so they just want to platoon him.
You got to give Bohm a chance.
No, you do.
Give him a chance to he's learning. Wasn't he 21 or 22? He was young.
He was drafted in 18.
Yeah, he's young at the big league level. Give him a chance. You know what I mean? Like, give him a shot.
Hold on. Give me a second. I want to look at 2 things. 1, the Rangers. 2, the Mets prospects, because I want to look at that Devers trade. So Rangers, did they get Spencer Howard? I think they did. Yeah, they did. They got Spencer. They have him in the rotation now. I like him. That kid's got good stuff. He was with the Phillies. He was one of their better. Spencer Howard was one of their top pitching prospects, but See if he turns it around. Brett Beatty, he's supposed to be good.
Brett Beatty.
Ronnie Mauricio. See, none of these guys are going to play for the. Maybe he plays second, Mauricio. In all honesty, right now, well, they just got Eduardo Escobar, but this is a DH.
Universal DH changes a lot of things, man.
The Red Sox should trade Devers for Brett Beatty and Ronnie Mauricio to the Mets.
They just need to trade him.
Actually, no. Just disregard.
They need to get something for him.
If you're trading Rafael Devers, you're looking for young, hot arms. That's what you're trading Devers for. Not another position player. You're looking for young, hot arms.
That's what I'm saying. You trade Devers for arms.
Yeah. No, I know.
You just draft your first round picks were position guys.
You know who you could trade him to? And Mark DeRosa mentioned this last year, this team. And the deal would be a little different now, but you could totally trade him to the Braves. Although the Braves just got rid of Kristen Pache and Shea Langerhines. And Bryce Edler, I think, was part of that deal too. They gave up a lot. I think Christian Pache sucks. He can't hit. I know he's young and he has a lot of time to still figure it out. But when I saw him come up in 2020, some just at-bats, nothing impressed me. Any thoughts on Christian Pache? Are you muted?
No, I'm not. I said he's average.
Right?
No thought.
Thank you. Yeah, they're making a big deal in that trade.
Nothing special. Average at best.
And you know what I'm really sick and tired of these Cubs and these free agent rumors where they're talking about they have a young, good team.
Cubs don't care. Cubs are like the Pirates now.
Cubs don't have shit. Yeah, Cubs don't have anyone.
Nothing. They I don't know why people put Cubs blew it up when they let the core go. When they let Rizzo, Bryant, and Baez go, they were like, hey, we're done.
Yeah. So supposedly, who they have in their system, I don't know their show date estimation, but Brennan Davis, outfielder, Pete Crow Armstrong, outfielder, Christian Hernandez, shortstop, and Ed Howard, shortstop. They're all supposed to be their top prospects. So unless they're banking on those four to come up and like be the new Cubbies. But those names don't sound like Chris Bryant.
I don't know. You like the last team that I think really had the best shot at actually having prospects come up and be impactful was the Blue Jays. And they have that's what I mean. They have two prospects who are like phenom talent type guys, Bo Bichette and Vladdy. It's hard to really bank on prospects. Prospects in the MLB, they're not like NBA rookies and NFL rookie quarterbacks. Prospects in the MLB are trade bait for the most part before they are actual like pieces to a winning team. You need experience. You only win in MLB with experience. You don't win with young guys in position players. Doesn't happen.
You know what, dude? The Mariners have Abraham Toro, who did pretty well for them last year. So maybe Suarez will be a DH. So the Mariners are gonna have a fucking fun team. Interesting. So Jesse Winker, man, he's a left fielder. So I don't know what they're gonna do with Kalinick and Haniger because you're assuming Kyle Lewis has center field on lock. They're also gonna call up Julio Rodriguez at some point.
Durability is also another thing.
So
guys prepare for guys to go down. Guys prepare not.
Yep. Mariners, man.
On depth.
Hey, Mariners. What a time to be a fan for them. I think they have a lot of things going in their direction. A lot of things. They got young arms. They have a decent bullpen.
Speaking of, since you're looking at the magazine, it tells you everything you need to know. When's that draft? When's that league start?
I'm gonna set it up tonight after this podcast. I'm gonna go right into Yahoo. I'm gonna finalize the roster. I'm gonna set the draft date, and I'm gonna message everyone to save the date and figure it out. I'm not adjusting the date, so if you can't draft because you have better things to do than draft, then that's your fucking fault.
I got one request. Hopefully everybody in the league listens to this. Can I get a video game trade override ability? Like, can I force trade people?
Imagine. No. Actually, no.
I offered some great trades and people were just like, nah. I'm like, this is a great value of trade here.
Yeah. We'll see how the league goes this year. Who do I want to look at? Minnesota Twins. They have Austin Martin, who who I don't know where's gonna play.
I also got Big Buck.
They have Royce. Yo, the Minnesota Twins might be fucking nasty.
Yeah, they were for a period of time last year, and then Buxton got hurt.
They did lose. They the Barrios kid, but they got one of the Blue Jays' best pitchers though on the return of that. Who was that kid? Was it Blachowicz? No. They have Joey Ryan, who's good. Who did they get back? That was supposed to be good. Well, anyways, the Kirilloff kid is supposed to be good, but you have Buxton, who's MVP talent.
Yep.
They just added Gary Sanchez and Gio Urshela. You still have Sano.
Yeah.
Austin Martin and Royce
Lewis.
Some
pieces.
Austin Martin and Royce Lewis, who I like a lot. I like both those guys. I think those kids are going to be good. I like them.
I had Royce Lewis in the show. He's
I like him.
Some tools. He's got some tools.
He's just got unluck with injury.
He's got some tools.
Bad luck with injury. Now, dude, I'm telling you right now, because I'm just flipping through this magazine, just kind of talking baseball. Here's a guy that when he played for the Red Sox, I really liked. I think his manager fucked him up mentally. Didn't instill confidence when he should have. I know you always said that he wouldn't be like a big home run guy, pretty average, above average, could have some all-star years, which at the time I didn't agree with, but then kind of seeing it was a great assessment. But I do think where he's at now, I think he's going to have a really solid year, maybe all-star caliber. I think Andrew Benintendi, dude, has a great year for the Royals.
I don't not like him. I just think he's average.
I agree.
Like I don't think he's an all-star. I think he's just he's
not a consistent all-star.
He's an exceptional everyday baseball player.
Yeah, he is a above average role player for your core.
Yeah, for your that's what I would call. He's a core player that helps you that can help you win. But don't there should be no expectations of anything spectacular.
I think he's gonna have a really solid year for them, man. I do. I think he's gonna hit about 300, close to 20 bombs.
See, that's roughly all-star. I don't know.
Yeah, I think he can do that, dude. I do.
I think he's capable. I just don't know. I don't know. I can't say I think he's capable. I think 20 is a high for him. I think he's more 15. I think he's like 270, 280.
I'm not going to argue that because I do think that's a fair assessment. But
I think that's what he is.
From watching him last year before he got hurt, man, I liked what I saw. I think
But he does have the ability to catch fire and do exactly what you just said, I think, too.
And at his best, he puts the ball in play, and he's a high contact guy. And I'm telling you, dude, John Farrell, that fucking idiot, really fucked him up in his head. I'm telling you,
I can see that.
So I
see that location and a lot of that. Where you're playing, who you're playing with. Also, his teammates, Perez, like Salvi. Salvi's a savage, so hopefully he's hanging out with that guy.
Salvi Perez is actually a murderer of baseballs. That dude, he don't get enough credit for being like an MVP caliber player. No. Sal Perez, especially for a catcher, dude, he's a legend. Like he's the man. Like he's a baseball player. Like he's a freaking baseball player.
Yep.
Andrew McCutchen just signed with the Brewers. That's interesting.
Wow.
I do want to say real quick, there was a team I wanted to talk to you about. The Blue Jays. I want to go back to them real quick now that I have their freaking lineup in front of my face.
Not to get too far off track. Andrew Benintendi is not a free agent until next year. And he's already like 28. Crazy to me, man. That's wild. He's been in the league 16. Yep. Yeah, and that's what I mean. See, like he hasn't hit more than 20 home runs once. I think what he's done is what he does.
I respect it.
Yeah. I think it's that.
Man, if you were to add Schwarber to this freaking lineup of the Blue Jays, that's stupid.
Do that.
Even Freddie Freeman. Why not both? You know,
Yeah.
they really have an opening in right field. They could do whatever they want. So they could send Schwarber, maybe move the Gurriel kid to right. Or Teoscar Hernandez, I think, can play right field. I'm pretty sure. So Springer and Teoscar Hernandez were all from the Astros organization. Gurriel Jr., the brother, I don't know if he was in the Astros organization or if he was always a Blue Jay, but a lot of former Astros connections in this Jays organization, especially with Biggio's son, too. Yeah, very interesting. And apparently, as of a few minutes ago, Heyman's still reporting that the Rockies are making Chris Bryant the priority, and they're working hard on trying to get him.
That's interesting.
Which I think is just so freaking weird. Now, if you're Chris Bryant and all you care about is getting paid, again, going to the Rockies makes all sorts of sense. Why? 1, MVP. 2, World Series champion. Not saying he doesn't want that again in his life, but if you go play at Coors Field and just hit fucking nukes and you're getting money that you think you deserve, why not do that? You know what I mean?
Hey, man, Denver's a great city.
Denver's a great city.
That location's a great place.
From where he grew up in Vegas. I mean,
it's cool unis, ball flies, touch it. His type of power, too. You touch it, he can hit 45, 50 home runs in that ballpark.
Yep.
And he can DH now there.
Yep. So I'm and like you said, if they bring back Story too, which I don't know if Story wants to be there though.
Yeah.
I could see him maybe wanting to go somewhere else. But like, do someone like Correa and Story sign for like a 1-year deal?
Depends. And then we can wrap after this because I'll touch on that real quick and we wrap it up. I remember when Bryce Harper was a free agent, my thought process was, hey, Dodgers just offered you 40 million, 45 a year for 4 years. Why wouldn't you do that and then be a free agent again? You're Bryce Harper. You'll get another 40 million. Some guys don't want to take that chance. You could get hurt. You could have a bad year. It's like some guys don't want to bet on themselves. Bryce Harper made a great point. He wanted the years. He wanted the security of for the next 10 years at least because he got that 13-year deal. I'm gonna be here. I'm gonna be here. I'm gonna make this. And that honestly, from a standpoint of like security, you perform better under those circumstances because you have nothing to worry about year in and year out for the next 10 years. I don't know if Chris Bryant and Trevor Story, I don't know what side of the spectrum they're on. Are they the guys who just, show up, want to play for a year, see what I look like next year? Or they guys want, hey, I want to be here for the next 10 years. So I think that factors in the most. Remember, we talked about the same thing with Simeon. It was a matter of the only team that came with the years was Texas, the years that he wanted. So I think that contract length, because it's guaranteed money in baseball, makes a big difference.
Very true.
Big difference. Guaranteed money for the next 10 years. Like you're setting up your kids' life. You don't have to worry. You only got to play baseball for, 8 to 10 more years. All right. No big deal. So we'll see. We will see. DOH, though, I got this is an early DOH, too. You'll like this one, though. I got the Mets in the NL Championship Series.
That's reckless. I don't know, dude. You want to know why I say I don't know to that? It has nothing to do with their roster. I just feel like things just don't go their way.
They don't. That's why it's an early hot one, but I got them. I like what they got going on. I don't even know if I like the franchise. I like Scherzer. I like DeGrom. I like Lindor. I don't like Lindor, but I like Lindor. Pete Alonso, I could care less for. He just hit tanks, and I respect it. And I like his approach at the plate. Yep. And I think they make like some mid-season acquisitions that help them get there.
Well, that's the thing about Lindor is he sucked so bad last year that there's nowhere else for him to go but up. And he has that talent to be an MVP player.
He can carry a team. He can carry a team on all. Yeah,
if Lindor plays to his talent, it's a wrap. The Mets are going to be very, very, very tough.
Not going to say they're going to win it all, but I got them in the NLCS probably with the Dodgers.
Yeah. Yeah, that's okay. If we're gonna go,
I don't want to rule out the defending world champions, but Freeman might not be there. Acuna has to stay healthy.
Yep.
So they could rule themselves.
Donaldson, though.
Yeah, they do. They do.
Yeah. Nah, it's tough to repeat.
You know what I mean? It's tough.
A lot of those pitchers have a lot of left. They pitched a lot, so we'll see how they react coming into this year. A lot of teams, when their staff makes a deep playoff run, wins a World Series or whatever, they're a little off the next year. Yeah. So we'll see how the Braves pitching staff. They got a young pitching staff.
I have more faith in the Braves if they brought Freeman back, but considering that he looks like he's out of there, maybe.
And I guess apparently word on the street is they didn't even notify his representation that they were going to trade and trade.
They're not trying to bring him back. That's what I mean. Like
he's gone. Yeah.
Yeah, they're not trying to. So that's what I got.
Man, so wow. You know what, dude? Then I will raise you this. You say Mets and LCS. I'll say the Phillies win the NL East. I'm a Phillies guy. Bryce went there, made that organization cool. I'm a Joe Girardi guy.
I like them. I love Bryce. They just don't have arms. And the Mets have Scherzer and DeGrom.
Yeah.
And if those two are healthy, that's 60 dubs right there.
I know. You play. I know. You play 30. You play
like
three.
If they both get 30 starts.
It's
come on, man. That's 60 dubs.
Back in a series is
tough.
Yeah.
That's tough. That's a chance to win 60 games right there with two arms.
Yeah, well, you know what, dude? Guys get hurt. Scherzer's old. DeGrom has.
Scherzer's old. He's probably on roids. He still throws way too hard.
DeGrom's always just like, oh, I have this weird tightness in my elbow. He always misses like 4.
Throws 100. And he throws 100.
This thing just sits at like 100. It's nuts. No. And he has a.
I don't know. I saw something today that I saw the same thing you saw about him opting out. He said his elbow felt great, so he probably went and got a new elbow, and he's gonna come back throwing 102. He's gonna give him a chance to win 30 games. Yep. Yeah.
I don't know. We'll see. That's what I got for my down. I'll go with Phillies win the East, man.
Oh, and double down on your Rays. The Mets trade for Juan Soto mid-season.
This season,
like this season, like when they're in the push, they go get Juan Soto. Yep.
And that's with the Nationals just sucking completely.
The Nationals are going to be terrible.
I think they'll be terrible too.
The Nationals are going to be terrible, and they're going to be like, "Hey, Mets, we'll give you Soto. Give us everything you have," and they're going to be like, "Yeah, let's do it."
Oh, and honestly, that's going to happen this year because they can give them the Beatty,
everything,
the Mauricio kid. They can give them
up everything for Soto.
You give them like 3 draft picks, and you
give
get
up everything for Soto. You sign him long term. Lindor, Soto, Scherzer, DeGrom. You probably get another free agent, and then boom, you try to go win a World Series. That's what I got. So, see where it's at.
Real quick, speaking of Soto, if he was in a Mets uniform, there's a Met that is a free agent who I like. Michael Conforto. I like him a lot. I wonder where he's going to go.
Player. Solid hitter.
Solid player. So wrap it up. Until next time.
Till next time. We got a season. Baseball's back. And looking forward to it.
All right. Later.
Why can't we be friends?